Shalom, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Kal Halayim La Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Harakak Wadash, Ma'amah. I want to give double honors to the elders of GMS and the salutations to the sincere Akim, pushing his truth and sincerity around the four corners of this earth. I'm the Karbani Yasharala, coming out of the GMS Lions Den camp here in Jacksonville, Florida. And I'll be coming out with another little quick lesson. The title of that lesson is Trust Not Thine Enemy. You know, we ain't supposed to trust our enemies. You know, they have a saying, keep your friends close, but your enemies closest. No, you don't. Me personally, no. If you're an enemy of mine, I'm going to keep you at a distance so I can see you. So if you do try anything or try some craziness, I can dispatch you accordingly. But that's just me. But the main point of this little quick lesson is trust not thine enemy. And without further ado, I'm going to get the scriptures. This is Sirach, chapter 12. Verse 10. Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. See, never trust your enemy. For just like iron, it rusts, so is the wickedness of an enemy. You can guarantee or be guaranteed that he's going to do something or try to do something to you. As soon as you turn your back or look the other way, he's going to try to overtake you some kind of way, form, or fashion. Verse 11. Though he humble himself and go crouching, take good heed and beware of him. And thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust has not been altogether wiped away. See, though somebody humble themselves and they come, don't trust it. And then when you enemy, don't trust it. Like the so-called white man, he's our enemy. He's our enemy. He's enemy of Yasharala. Salakia. Esau is the enemy of Jacob. I would say that. Salakia. I almost said it backwards, but you know. But again, it says, though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and be aware. Pay attention to him and be aware. Be circumspect. Because though he acting like, oh yeah, we're cool, you know, no. Be ready to drop the guillotine. Pay attention. Be ready to avoid or duck whatever he got going on. Because he will try it. Beware of him, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped the looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust has not altogether wiped away. See, you got to pay attention, and it will be like you looking through a looking glass, and when you wipe it, you will see like, nah, you know, you still a problem, or you wipe it, it's like wiping something and it's still dirty. You have to pay attention. You can't trust your enemy. Even 2/3 of Yasharala are our enemies. Even 2/3 of our own people are our enemies. We can't even trust them, because they'll turn around and try you, or try to do something to you. Verse 12. Set him not by thee, lest when he hath overthrown thee, he stand up in thy face. Neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat. And thou be at the last. Remember my words, and be pricked therewith. See, it says don't even have your enemy close to you, because as soon as he get chance to overthrow you, and when he is overthrown you, he gonna stand up and he gonna boast, and he gonna rant and rave like, yeah, I got you, I did something to you. Who you is? You ain't nobody. That's how enemies do. And it says neither let him sit at that right hand. Don't let him sit close to you. Don't let him sit in a position of power unto you, lest he seek, lest he look for a way to take the position that you have away from you. And thou, you know what I'm saying? And thou be, so like it, and thou at the last remember, and be pricked therewith. Remember, don't let him be close to you. Don't put him in a position of power. Don't let him sit at your right hand, because he's gonna seek to try to take your position. Remember, be pricked with these words. Let these words stick to you. Let them stick in your law. Let them stick in your mind. Trust not thine enemy. You don't trust your enemy. So that saying of keep your friends close but your enemies closer is a foolish saying. This is Proverbs chapter 26, verse 21. As coals are burning, Salakia, as coals are to burning coals and wood to fire, so is a contentious man to kindle strife. And that's how your enemies is. Just as coals burn on fire and wood catch on fire, so is a contentious man that to kindle strife. Your enemies will kindle strife and contention. They will kindle struggle within your presence with them or with anyone else that you are around. So you don't trust your enemies. And another thing, I'm going to keep reading. Verse 24, I'm going to jump down. He that hateth dissembleth with his lips and layeth up deceit with him. Your enemies do the same thing, because your enemies, they hate with their lips and they'll disassemble with their lips. They'll cause all kind of problems, complications and repercussions and lies and deceit just to mess you up. Look at the so-called white man, the Edomites. Look at them. Look what they do. Donald Trump is a perfect, fine example. Hey, just look at the whole Republican Party. As a matter of fact, both sides of the so-called Democratic or democracy, there are two fangs of the same snakes. The Republicans and the Democrats. They are two fangs of the same snake. Point blank. Period. And guess who's all mixed up in that? Edom, the enemy. Verse 25. When he speaketh fair, believe him not, for there are 7 abominations in his heart. See, when your enemy speaketh fair, don't believe him, because there are 7 abominations in his heart. There are 7 wicked, vile things in his heart, in his la'ab, that are waiting to come out, that he's going to show with the work of his hands. Verse 26, whose hatred is covered by deceit, his wickedness shall be showed before the whole congregation. See, his hatred is covered by deceit. The enemy, your enemy, their hatred is covered by deceit. They come up to you and acting like, oh yeah, they're humble, they're cool with you. And really, within, they hate you. They don't like you. And if they get a chance, they will overthrow you. You sit them by you, they're going to try to take your position. Point blank, period. My last verse. This is Psalms 55. Verse 20. He hath put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him. He hath broken his covenant. That's the so-called white man. That's our enemy. He has put forth his hands against anybody that are at peace with him, or that have been at peace with him, or try to be at peace with him. He rises up against them, and he breaks his covenant. He breaks his words, his promises. So-called white man, your enemy. They break their word. They don't keep their word. Point blank, period. You can't trust them. Bottom line. 2/3 of our people as well, because they're enemies. You can't trust them. Supposed to tell them the good news. Let them go with it. They don't believe it. Hey, I told you the name Yahweh. Yahweh Shai. I told you the 2 main names you need in this time that you're going to be able to, that you're going to have to and need to be able to call on in the times that are coming, because there's some times that are coming that ain't been like no other times on this earth. But again, he put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him. He hath broken his covenant. That's the so-called white man. That's what an enemy does. An enemy rises up against you with no cause. They put forth their hands against you to fight against you. An enemy will be an array against you. They will ally themselves with other people when you have done nothing to them. When you are being at peace with them, they will fight. They will find a way, or figure out a way, or make up a way. They'll pull a way out their ass. I'm gonna just say it like it is, to be against you. And they break their words and they don't keep their promises. Verse 21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet they are drawn swords. And that's how the so-called white man is. That's how your enemy is. Your enemy come like that. Smoother than butter. Soft, gentle, slick, subtle, wise. But war is in his heart. Deceit and hatred, bloodshed and violence is in the heart, in the la'ab. He's thinking about how he can destroy you. That's how your enemies get down. The words are softer than oil. Oil is something soft. It's smooth. It's slick. But The words are yet drawn swords. Their actions within them, the so-called white man, your enemy, his actions and what he thinking are drawn swords. He seek to destroy you. Your enemy seek to destroy you. So trust not thine enemy. You don't trust your enemy. You keep your enemy at a distance. You keep your enemy within view so you can see them. So when they start to try, so when your enemy try to rise up or try anything, you can dispatch your enemy accordingly. You can deal with them accordingly. Shalom.